Okay, so what's up guys, it's Matters, and we're going to be looking at a bunch of information regarding World at War being remastered this year alongside or around the same time period in which Black Ops 4 releases on October 12th. There's a bunch of different things that we need to go through. We need to go through the original leak from GameStop that sort of, sparked our discussion of World at War even being remastered this year. There's also some stuff that we've seen for a while now, just, past Call of Duty games being remastered, sort of almost this new trend. The different things with the 10-year anniversary and what they're gonna be doing for that. And I also want to go on the flip side and talk about maybe why it's not going to be remastered. So I want to go through all angles and really try to figure out what the deal is here, what evidence we have for it, and why we may see it or why we may not see it. So a lot of stuff within this video to discuss. Again, if you can leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more Black Ops 4 and I guess Treyarch zombies videos in general. And that being said, let's get started. So again, a lot of people covered this, but it's a good basis to start this video off. The original GameStop leak almost 2 weeks ago from, now I'm going to put up on screen. This is where we first saw Black Ops 4 in the system, but alongside Black Ops 4 with all the different merch items and stuff, we see World at War pop up in there, and there are two thinkings. One, it's just in the system, it's old, it's there, and they just have World at War there alongside other Treyarch titles. But the second thinking is also the fact that they have it right in the same location or right next to the Black Ops 4 listings. Why would they have it right next to the Black Ops 4 listings, updated, almost as if it's at the top of the list, almost as if it's the upcoming items that GameStop's going to be releasing. So that's very interesting that World at War is so close in GameStop's system to Black Ops 4, and that's what originally sparked our interest in actually seeing this as a possibility, as World at War actually being remastered. And the GameStop leak, it was credible. Obviously the fact that Black Ops 4 is confirmed, at least now. We didn't know it then, but now that the leak has been confirmed, we have the official Black Ops 4 reveal, but we didn't get any information on World at War being remastered. Some people were like, oh, maybe they'll tease World at War being remastered during the reveal, but they're not going to say anything probably until the official reveal on May 17th if World at War is going to be remastered, alongside Black Ops 4 or anything like that. So we won't see any confirmation until then, and maybe even after then. But the GameStop leak definitely is a good starting point. Now, just to go off here into the actual 10-year anniversary, obviously World at War released a long time ago, 10 years, this November, or I guess now, Call of Duty is releasing in October, so it's going to be a little less than the 10-year anniversary, but pretty much this November, it's 10 years since World at War was released. It was released in November of 2008. So that's a big deal. That was pretty much the beginning of zombies. That was, you had the first zombies map, Nocturne Totem, and you had the beginning of the zombie storyline. I mean, back then, the zombie storyline didn't even exist. People in the community, if you look at past interviews, it's been said that, the community pretty much created the zombie storyline, and then Treyarch just picked it up and sort of went with it, and started creating all these different things. And it was just based off of the community's original sort of ideas of what was going on in Nocturne Totem with these, unknown, military characters or whatever, whoever was in Nocturne Totem. So that's how it all happened. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal for the storyline, and World at War, again, at the beginning of our characters, and the beginning just of everything with the zombies. So 10 years since that being created, since that being released, it's huge for the zombie storyline, and it just so happens to land on the same time period as Black Ops 4 being released, which is another huge point in the zombie storyline, especially after the events of Black Ops 3, going into a potential new storyline with Dr. Monty, all these new characters, and just things are changing, and it'd just be a huge deal. So 10-year anniversary would be a great time to not only remaster World at War, but actually add some new lore and just add something to the World at War zombies just storyline, and maybe give some more backstory as to what was going on there and just how it started and all that cool stuff. So that's that as well. 10-year anniversary, it just makes sense for them to do something. The problem here is, and I'm gonna sprinkle in some problems and issues, because I don't want to just flat out, make a video where I'm just saying World at War is 100% going to be remastered and here's why. It would be cool and fun. You can't just say that. So here's the thing. we originally thought, and this was, you know, some of our preliminary ideas for DLC 5, and it was like, well, 10-year anniversary, what if they, you know, recreate all the zombies maps? 10-year anniversary, what if we have a full-on, you know, zombies only game? I mean, it's such a huge deal for zombies that what if they do just this huge, insane surprise for zombies? They remaster every map, maybe we get a ton of new maps, new storyline, and just all this insane stuff, and we had all these different ideas, and then that was all pushed ahead because DLC 5 released a year earlier than the actual sort of, you know, 10th anniversary of World at War, or also just in general the 10th anniversary of zombies. And you know, you would think DLC 5, if anything, that'd be a great way to celebrate the 10th anniversary, but at that point the 10th anniversary is just the next Treyarch game, so why not just have it in Black Ops 4? You know, Black Ops 4, they could celebrate the 10th anniversary, so that sort of ruined our initial dreams of a 10th anniversary title or 10th anniversary all zombies game, and DLC 5 was created. So now what do you do, you know? And again, this is not a video on what they're going to do for the 10th anniversary. This is a video on what they're doing for World at War Remastered. So, you know, we'll talk about what they could do for a 10th anniversary in a different video. But regarding World at War Remastered, that is also a fairly legitimate way to celebrate 10 years since World at War has been released, but also 10 years since zombies, you know, was sort of first created within the community and when it was first released and just first started. So those are some pretty interesting bits there. Now, here is the problem, and this is probably the biggest problem with this, and it's, you know, World at War, you know, generally speaking, you know, not from a zombies standpoint, not from a zombies perspective, it was, you know, definitely a really cool, eerie, just a different title. It was really gritty. You know, the main menu music, the zombies menu music, it was just so scary. Like, you were scared when you listened to that. I don't care who you are, like, that music is creepy as hell. The campaign was also really gritty as well. You know, obviously zombies, even the multiplayer too, like the whole vibe of the game is really dark and just, I don't know, it just had a different vibe than any other Call of Duty we've ever seen. And that being created alongside Black Ops 4, which I think a lot of people could agree, at least from these teasers, definitely has a really dark vibe as well. Really eerie, really dark, and, you know, we'll have to see, you know, actual teasers with Black Ops 4 material, because the teaser we saw, you know, it wasn't much. We didn't really see anything directly pertaining to Black Ops 4. The overall vibe of the teaser was pretty dark, nothing really bright and happy and hype. And I mean, obviously it's hype and exciting, but like nothing just cheerful. It was really dark and eerie, and it's like, you know, forget what you know. Like that's even ominous as well. So having that dark eerie game being remastered alongside this new dark eerie game, Black Ops 4, also would fit. Now that's from a general standpoint, but if you look at a zombie standpoint, there's a big problem. We've seen these maps way too many times. I think World at War Remastered would be sick. But let me just like go through, you know, we have Nocturne Toten, Verrückt, Shinonuma, and Deriz, the 4 maps from World at War, okay? They were all brought back into Black Ops 1, okay? Resurrection, Black Ops 1, the last zombies map pack, the last map pack of that game, all zombies, you had Moon, and then those 4 maps. So all of those maps were seen, again, for a second time, all the way back in Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2, you had, you know, which doesn't really count, but you had pretty much Nocturne Toten in transit. You know, you saw that again there. And then Black Ops 3, you had the Giant. I mean, you know, the Giant was there. Deriz, again, that's the 3rd time for Deriz. And then you think about, you know, Revelations, which it doesn't necessarily count, but you saw a bunch of these maps again. You saw Noct again, and you saw, you know, maybe Verrückt, or I think Verrückt, I don't know what else was in there, but, you know, Revelations, you had these different maps there again within the game, which is like, that's a bit weird. You're seeing these maps over and over and over again, and now Zombies Chronicles, they were all brought back again besides Deriz, because Deriz, you know, was already in Black Ops 3 at the beginning, so you had, you know, Nocturne Toten, Shinonuma, and Verrückt all return into Black Ops 3 and Zombies Chronicles, so pretty much all these maps have been brought back 3, and, you know, have been seen upwards of 4 times, you know, so it's like, how many times could you remaster these maps? And there would be absolutely no reason for them to remaster the maps for World at War, because we just saw them, especially in Zombies Chronicles last year. And it's not like there was a big gap between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles, because there was. The Black Ops 3 DLC, you know, I think it released in like 2012, I guess, and then, I mean, the Black Ops 1 Resurrection DLC 2012 or something like that, and then, or 2011, and then you go back to Zombies Chronicles, which was 2017. That's a pretty large gap. 2017 to 2018, it's a year, or less than a year at that point. So it's just not likely that they would do that. So, and what's the appeal at that point too? We just saw these maps, so why would people pay all this money when they just can play it again? And again, you can say, you know, World at War, they can still remaster the multiplayer, they can still remaster the campaign, but zombies is a huge part. And what would be the reason to do all of that? That's the only big issue there. And I'm not complaining, like, it doesn't matter that they remaster the maps again, but why would they? You know, if I was Treyarch, I'd think like, okay, there's absolutely no reason. If anything, I just port it over from Black Ops 3 and put it in World at War if they really wanted to. Like, they don't need to remaster it all over again. Or if anything, maybe World at War Remastered might not even have zombies at all, because we've already seen those maps too many times, you know, just in Zombies Chronicles especially, and it'll be slightly cheaper, but it won't have zombies. But then you have to say as well, first of all, zombies was a huge part of World at War, so why would they not have zombies? So then they have to have zombies in World at War. And if they have to have zombies in World at War, and they just had zombies in Zombies Chronicles, maybe there's going to be no World at War at all. Maybe there's no point in remastering it. Like, these questions are really weird, and it's hard to really figure out what they could do and what the best decision is. And, you know, I don't know. And the last thing here is more of a general term. Don't want to end the video off negatively, but, you know, I have to mention this. You know, Infinite Warfare needed Modern Warfare Remastered alongside that release to just get people interested. Now, obviously, it turned out that Modern Warfare Remastered wasn't, you know, the best, you know, most appealing game that they've had, and even that had problems too with supply drops and weapons and DLC, and people just didn't like the game and just was broken, whatever happened. But Infinite Warfare, but they probably knew it wasn't going to sell, and they just needed Modern Warfare Remastered alongside that game just to help it out. And there's really no reason why Black Ops 4 would ever need, or any Treyarch title for that matter, would ever need another remastered game to help boost the sales and to make sure Call of Duty players are still active in the community. Black Ops 4 is going to gain so many players. It's going to be, again, probably another high-playing, just highly active Call of Duty where people are actually sort of active in the community. So they don't need another remastered game to keep people active. And really, there's no reason for people to buy World at War Remastered, because Black Ops 4 is such a solid game that they're just going to think like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to get Black Ops 4. I don't even need, like, World at War Remastered's cool, but I know Black Ops 4 is going to be a solid game, so I'm just going to go for it. Unless they bundle it, and then you just have to buy both. But if that's the case, then, you know, whatever. But if not, Black Ops 4 is a solid game on its own that it doesn't need World at War Remastered. So we'll see what the deal is here. You know, that's the evidence we pretty much have, and that's the thinking I have, at least with the World at War. And I talked about it being possible, why it could be possible, and ending it off here, and why, you know, maybe they're not going to do it. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, hope you guys did enjoy, and yeah, leave a comment below, World at War, if you're watching, or just say WAW, just comment WA, World at War, WAW, if you are watching at the end of this video. That means you watch the whole video, or you just skip to the end to comment. I don't know, who knows, but I will thank you guys for watching the whole video, because it's, you know, weird listening to me talk for 14 minutes, but that's the way it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later.